Welcome to an online demonstration of the Thunk.ai platform. Thunk.ai is an enterprise-ready platform for human workflow automation using no-code AI agents. It automates workflows that are traditionally human-intensive by enabling the creation and execution of AI-native applications that we also call Thunks. On the Thunk platform, AI agents leverage LLMs such as GPT-4 or Claude to automate tasks and perform meaningful application work within a Thunk. When you log into Thunk, you will see several samples that show automation of common human workflows across industry verticals. In this demo, we'll walk through a Thunk designed to process my team's expense receipts, a common, high-value but repetitive task that can now be fully automated in a Thunk. In this Thunk, my agent is following a three-step plan with human-specified guidance on how to do the work of processing team receipts. It first reads incoming receipts, be it in images, PDFs, or documents, extracting information like the amount, vendor, date of transaction, and converting the amount to USD if appropriate. It then checks my company policy and verifies the content of the receipt to ensure that it meets policy requirements. And finally, it helps draft an email with the decision so I can review and send it to the employee who submitted the receipt. Let's take a closer look at the runtime environment of this Thunk. Every Thunk begins with an initial step to collect workflow requests. These requests can be initiated manually, such as by uploading receipts. They can also be triggered automatically. Each Thunk has an inbox for emails and a webhook inbox for handling form submissions or external events. In all cases, when a request comes in, a new entry is created and your AI begins working on it. Here, I'm uploading a sample receipt for us to demonstrate how this Thunk works. In Thunk.ai, work is automatically assigned to a human team member, in this case to me. And when I'm assigned work, my AI begins working on it. Here you see it started working on the first step that we laid out for extracting information from the receipt. My AI follows the standing instructions we had laid out in the plan, uses the inputs provided to it, in this case, the receipt that we had uploaded, utilizes the tools available to it in the platform, tools for reading an image in this particular case, does the work of extracting information by following the instructions, and records the results and maintains the state of the work. You can monitor your AI's work in real time or review it after completion by exploring the AI tab. For any step, you'll see your AI first develop a plan of action, execute it, and adapt as needed based on the state of the work. At any point while working on a step, you can also interact with your AI through the chat interface, asking it questions or having it do some ad hoc work related to the task at hand. So, my AI has now extracted details from the receipt. I'm satisfied with the work. The conversion to USD has happened, and so I'm going to finish this step and proceed to the next step, which is to verify against company policy. Here, as you see, my AI is following instructions to utilize team policies. It has read the document that I had given it access to. In this case, it has access to my company expense policy that it has read, brought in relevant information related to meals since the receipt was about a restaurant receipt, and has decided that this receipt does not pass our policy checks because it seemed as though the receipt was a personal expense. I look through the work, I'm satisfied, and I finish this step as well, moving on to our very final step of emailing the decision to the employee. Here, my AI utilizes tools at hand, in this case, to draft an email with the pass or fail decision to the employee who submitted the receipt. Here's the draft that I can now edit, review, and ship to the employee. Now, if you observed, this Thunk was not set up to run autonomously. After every single step, my AI paused to ask for my approval before moving on to the next step. However, this too is customizable on the Thunk platform. Every Thunk has customizable options that control the details of its runtime environment for compliance, human-in-the-loop collaboration, automation of work, reliability, and modularity. There is an explicit model for human-in-the-loop collaboration with AI agents because, as we all know, most business processes have some steps that require human involvement or approval. So if I had toggled this switch on, my AI would have completed work on a task without asking for my approval. So in this part of the demo, we saw how your AI can help you work through your workload of processing team receipts. But how did we build this Thunk? How did we get here? Let's build the exact same Thunk together. During the design phase, the Thunk owner or designer is assisted by their AI agent to create a Thunk in a matter of a few minutes. The owner uses concise natural language instructions to describe the desired workflow. This launches the AI agent tasks to generate an appropriate workflow plan and appropriate state management data structures. Here's how it works. To build a Thunk, provide a goal, which is simply the identifier for this Thunk. In this case, it is to process team receipts. Next, provide a process that you want to follow. While this is optional information, we've seen that most organizations have some custom process they follow. Here, we'll use the same that we used in the demo that you saw earlier, which is to collect receipts, extract information, check against company policy, and email decision to an employee. So I've given my AI some natural language description of the process I want to follow. I have no initial data for the sake of this demo, and we will have it go through the planning or creation of the Thunk. Your AI will now navigate you through a series of planning steps to get you from your intent to your custom AI application workflow. First, it builds a plan that you can edit. Since this plan quite well matches what I'd given it in the instructions, I am going to proceed us to the next step of planning, where it comes up with a schema for the data that we will maintain in this project. Here it's identified that we will maintain the receipt image, the extracted information, the policy verification result, and the decision email link. At this point, you can edit the plan and have your AI record as much information as you'd like. For example, I could ask it to record the amount, the date, and the vendor specifically. My AI will take my instruction and make adjustments to the plan and the data structure. There it is. And now we move on to the last step of planning, where my AI finally fleshes out what tools and instructions it will use to do the work. My AI comes up with a first set of suggestions for how it'll do the work, and I am free to edit the instructions and give it more guidance. For example, in this step for extracting information from image, my AI's responsibility will be to use image recognition tools to extract information. That's great, but I also want it to convert all amount to USD. Once I feel like I've customized my plan, I can complete planning, and that brings us to the runtime environment of the Thunk. From here, I can begin to customize my Thunk further. For example, in this Thunk, it was very important for my AI to have access to my compliance documents. In every Thunk, there is a concept of a content collection, a collection of documents that your AI can use as it does the work. Compliance policies are simply organizational policies that you want your AI to use and conform to while it is doing work. So here I am going to give my AI access to my expense policy information, that the platform will now index and begin to use in steps as needed. I'm also able to create other collections and give my AI access to different types of documents. Perhaps I have a collection for communication templates that I want to use in drafting these emails to the employees. But for now, since my document is ready, we'll step into our running environment and begin using the Thunk. Let's pick the same file we picked last time. And my AI is off, working on it, extracting information from the image. And in this Thunk, since my settings are set for my AI to continue working without asking for explicit human approval, you will see that my AI finishes step 1, records information, and will proceed to step 2 without asking for my approval. So that was the sample of processing team receipts. From here, you can browse all of the samples that are on the platform. You're also welcome to make a copy of them and play with it. You can also build as many Thunks as you would like. We hope you enjoy playing with the platform, and please reach out to us if you have any questions or feedback. Thank you.